Hello everybody, I'm Rajesh and welcome back to our channel Arcade Data Labs. And today we are going to continue our AWS Free Cloud series. And today we are going to continue the same topic, step functions. Okay. So we are into day number 6 of our AWS Free Cloud series. And today we are going to see a new good topic. Okay. So if you see here, already we might have covered two parts with respect to step functions, like what is step function, what is known as state machines, and how we can simply create a bucket using step functions and its usage, how we can import it and how we can export that step function ASL as a JSON file. So today we are going to see a new service called Lambda in addition to step functions. So how come the Lambda function can be even used in step functions? So eventually, as you know, step function is an orchestration, serverless orchestration service used for creating multiple visual workflows as a step-by-step couple of states, right? Each state is something we call them as a step. Let's say create bucket is one step, and then let's say create an EMR cluster is one step in workflow. Likewise, how come this Lambda function is being able to integrate with step function? Okay, before going into that, let me tell you like what is AWS Lambda first of all. Okay, Lambda is again it is nothing but it is just simply as like whatever you can code it, okay, without provisioning or any infrastructure. Let's say in this way, like you don't want to manage any servers for having your source of code to run your application and get the required deployment. Okay, so which means if you see here, it runs the code without provisioning or managing servers, without maintaining any event integrations or any runtime. Okay, so this is pretty simple and straightforward in AWS services. Lambda is one beautiful thing where you can just simply write a function, write your code, and then test it and then deploy it. Okay, so you can even write in any favorite language you can wish. It can be a Python or it can be a Java, Scala, or whatever it can do. Okay, simply export it and then you can take the piece of code in any server that you want to deploy. So whenever you execute the code, you can just pay. So that's what we call them as pay as you go. Okay, so once you complete your execution, you can just export it as a zip file or a function, and then you can just make use accordingly. So now let me go into the quickly demo of using step functions with Lambda function now. Okay, all right, so here coming to this, as we might have seen before, this AWS demo function, we have covered it in our previous part videos. So today I'm going to simply create a Lambda function. Before that, I might have created a Lambda function like all these three functions. Let me tell you like quickly. Before that, I'm going to have my visual workflow here stating how we can execute our workflow. So I'm just simply drag and drop this choice. So I'm just going into this. So I'm just going to define my rules. Okay, so I want to make this state here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just invoking here, and then I will make one more choice. How should I do? Just add a new choice rule. Every time you just complete your drag and drop, make it to center so that it will be very easy for our reference. Okay, now I'm just going to configure my rules. Simple. You can just click on this rule, add your conditions. There is a condition box where you can have a couple of things: simple condition, and condition, or. This is a Boolean statement. So now what I'm going to do, dollar type. Always the variable need to start with a dollar dot type. Okay, operator, I just want to catch a string now. So for that, I'm just going to put equal to value. I'm just making as a string. That's why I want to use a string constant. Okay, let me have it as a purchase. Okay, I'm just going to save my conditions. So one condition have been completed, and then rule 2, same as like that, simple variable dollar dot type compare value refund. Okay, two states have been completed. Okay, now I'm just going to Lambda invoke function. This Lambda invoke, how it comes, I just drag and drop from here to here. Okay, so I want to give a meaningful name. So what I can give, purchase handler. I'm just copy pasting. So before that, I have couple of things here. So you have to specify a function name which needs to invoke this lambda. Okay, so by default I have defined couple of functions as like this: result, purchase, and refund. So if you go to this lambda page, there is a functions, and you can able to see couple of lambdas have been created already. So maybe I'll just quickly tell you like how to simply create a function. I'm not going to deep dive into lambdas completely because I will be having and creating a couple of sessions only for lambda executions. Okay, so now what I am going to do, I'm just simply going to this function which we have already created. Just if you can just scroll down a bit, you can see a couple of tabs here, and I'm able to see a piece of code which have been written. Okay, so it is just in the format of Python code because Python is the language where we have chosen while creating your function. Okay, you can even choose Java or Scala or whatever you can wish. So there are basically three functions are available. So if you go here, there are three functions where I am going to use it in our step function. Okay, so now I want to appropriately select my function. So I'm going to use purchase handler. That's it. Again, I'm going to define one more function. I'm going to select one function again where I have already created. Simply go here, and there is a refund handler. Just simply select it. Okay, now I'm going to create one more rule. So how should I do? Click on this choice, add a new choice rule. Okay, so it just simply creates one more condition. Okay, so what I should do, simply invoke it, drag and drop it. So again, I want to choose the function, so I can able to use result handler here. No worries, that's it. Okay, so now rule 3, let's not have it. Okay, 1 minute. Let me remove it. Okay, so we have configured here. So now what should I do? I should clearly rearrange this accordingly. So now what should I do? Once the purchase handler has been completed, I want to navigate to the next state with result handler. Simple. Okay, and then once my refund handler completed, I want to make it to move this to result handler. Okay, simple. So let me just make this one. Alright, so now I'm going to add one more step here. So where I'm going to create a bucket. Okay, so what should I do? Simple. Amazon S3, I'm just going to add simply. Okay, and then I want to connect with some more flows. What should I do? Simple. Go to flow, and there is a success option. Just drag and drop here and let this be as success itself. So the moment you create a create bucket, what should you do? You should just simply make a meaningful name. Okay, let's have the bucket name as AWS Test Data RK Data Labs. So now with this we have come to complete our step function definition here. So even you can just simply complete this, copy this. You have everything in place. Okay, this is nothing but the ASL language. So where you want to simply export it, you can just simply go and actions, you can just export it in the form of image or JSON file accordingly. Okay, so now what this will do, basically I'm just telling, so there is a choice state we have defined that indicates two different choices. One, there is a lambda invoke with lambda function triggering purchase handler. There is one more function we have with refund handler which has a value called refund. Okay, there are two values, purchase and refund, and then these two will divert it according to the text that you trigger while executing your state machine, and then it goes to result handler, and then finally it goes to create bucket step. It just simply creates it with the name which we have given, and then it completes it successfully. Okay, now what should I do? Simply you can just save it, you have successfully saved it, right? So if you want to make it an image, simply go, you can just simply download it as a PNG image. Okay, you can just very well able to download it again. So now I'm going to try to execute the state machine now. Okay. I can just simply execute it. So what should I type here? Simple. You want to type it, and then you can make use of this. I'm just going to give a name called purchase. Okay, so there are two values, one with purchase and one with refund. I'm just going to simply give a purchase option now. So now I want to start my execution. So it starts it. So it is in progress. So it just completes it with simply. So now it just moved this with purchase process success, and then with the create bucket, and then finally with the success option, right? So with this we have come to end with this session today. We have successfully seen how a Lambda function can even be integrated with step function today. So we have come to end of the session today, and if you really like this video, please do subscribe to our channel. In my next video, we are going to cover a couple of AWS topics like EMR, EC2 and Lambda functions accordingly. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching this video.